Now today we'll discuss the two reactance theory of silent pole machine. In the previous all the lectures, we discussed the synchronous alternator and whatever the voltage regulation by EMF method, MMF method, and ZPF method or Pottier triangle method. These methods are applicable only for cylindrical rotor machine, where in case of the cylindrical rotor machine, the air gap over the periphery of armature will remain constant. So here, suppose this is the cylindrical rotor machine is there. Okay, so this is would be the shape. This would be the shape of the cylindrical rotor machine. And we found that the air gap along direct axis, this is the axis along the pole is called as a direct axis. So this axis is called as a direct axis, and the axis which crosses between the two pair of pole, say this is north pole and this is south pole. For our simplicity, we considered here only the two pole machines are there. Two pole machine is there. Now this is the quadrature axis one. This is Q axis. So the air gap along the quadrature axis for the cylindrical rotor machine and air gap along the direct axis is same. Therefore, only one reactance, which is called as a synchronous reactance, is sufficient for determination of voltage regulation or determination of voltage drop across the armature winding. Now, whereas in case of the two silent pole machine, the air gap is not constant along the direct axis and quadrature axis. The air gap along direct axis is very small as compared to air gap along the quadrature axis, and hence it offers different reluctance along direct and quadrature axis. It offer different reluctance along the direct axis and quadrature axis. So therefore, there will be two reactants, one along direct axis and second along quadrature axis. So we can say that it is the direct flux is there, FF, flux produced by the main field winding, and the flux always flux, or you can say that MMF, field MMF is always along the direct axis of there. Now we want to resolve this one in such a way that there would be some flux along the direct axis as well as quadrature axis are there. So at some particular lagging current, say this is the current is lagging. Current is lagging with respect to the voltage, with respect to the quadrature or EMF induced. So this is the current of armature IA, which is lagging by some angle, say internal angle is psi. Okay. So we can resolve this armature. It also produces some armature reaction. Definitely it will produce here it will produce the armature reaction MMF FA in this one. So under such condition, the armature reaction MMF has to resolve into two components, one along the direct axis and one along the quadrature axis. So we can resolve into the two different direction. One along the direct axis, say this is the armature MMF FAD along direct axis, and one along the on quadrature axis. So this is FAQ, and the total of these two is nothing but the total armature reaction MMF FA. So this is the armature reaction MMF FA, which we have represented. It is in the same direction. So because of this two reactances, definitely whenever there is some reactance MMFs are there, it will produce some EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. So just we will consider one example which we have taken for the cylindrical rotor machine. In case of cylindrical rotor machine, we consider that suppose this is the field MMF FF, it will produce EMF which is lagging by 90 degree, which is lagging by 90 degree. It is called as the EF. Now let the current is lagging at some particular value IA. it has some armature reaction MMF FA, and addition of these two value, addition of 2 MMF here, we can find this is the FA and this is the value of FF, and addition of these two vector addition is nothing but FR. And this FR definitely is going to produce some MMF which is lagging by 90 degree with respect to the M. So here it is ER. Okay. So this in this way, definitely there is some MMFs are there. So it will produce some EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. Here it is lagging by 90 degree. It is EAR. So here the EAR is lagged by 90 degree with respect to the MMF FA. So in this figure, this is for the cylindrical rotor machine. For this non-cylindrical rotor machine or silent pole rotor machine, there are 3 MMFs are there. One is the field MMF, FF. It produces EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. So along the quadrature axis, it definitely produces some EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. Second is the MMF which is along the direct axis. Armature reaction MMF has 2 components. One component along direct axis we have called as a FAD, and second component is FAQ. So FAD definitely it is producing some EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. So say I represent it with the help of yellow, blue color. Say it will produce EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. Say this is the EMF produced by MMF FAD. So it is EAD is there. Similarly, the EMF produced by the MMF FAQ, which is lagging by 90 degree. So where it will lag? So it is, we always refer anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So here it will lag by 90 degree. So it will lag here somewhere here. It is lagging by 90 degree, which is equal to EAQ. So these 2 EMFs are there. And if there is some terminal voltage, suppose this is the terminal voltage of alternator, VT. So by adding all these voltages and resistive drop across the armature resistance, so we can develop some vector diagram. So we will try to develop one vector diagram with the help of this concept. What is the concept? First, just we will refer this one. One is the, this is our 2 poles salient pole machine is there. Field MMF is along the poles axis or direct axis. It will induce EMF which is lagging by 90 degrees. Somewhere EF is there. Let the armature current is lagging by an angle, internal angle psi, or it may be the power factor angle is theta with respect to the terminal voltage VT. So here is the armature current. So there will be armature reaction MMF. This armature reaction MMF can be resolved into the 2 components, one along direct axis, one along quadrature axis. The direct axis is the FAD. So it is a demagnetizing effect. It is quite opposite to the field MMF. So it is a demagnetizing. This reaction, armature reaction is a demagnetizing effect. And whereas the component FAQ is the say distortional effect or the cross magnetizing effect. So it will produce cross magnetizing is there. Okay. So this is 2 type of armature reactions are there. 2 effects are there because of the armature reaction. One is the demagnetizing, second is the magnetizing. Now, as it is a MMF, it is the MMF, definitely it is going to produce some EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. So here EAD, it is lagging by 90 degree. It is lagging by 90 degree with respect to the FAQ, sorry, with respect to the, yes, FAD. And the EAQ, EMF induced with the FAQ, which is again lagging by 90 degree. So I will redraw this figure so that it becomes simple to understand. Okay, so we'll take one diagram, and from this diagram we try to develop vector one. So here again it is a field MMF FF. It will produce EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. It produce EMF, excitation EMF somewhere, it is a 90 degree, it is lagging by this one. Now there is a armature current. Armature current and terminal voltage is there. So there is a armature current is there, which is lagging with respect to the terminal voltage. Now we will draw the terminal voltage. Is there, say, for example, this is the terminal voltage VT. At an angle, this angle is called as a load angle delta, and this angle is the power factor angle theta. Okay. So armature reaction MMF is there because of armature current. So there are two type of armature. This is armature reaction MMF FA, and this FA has two components. One along the direct axis, we will give the name as a FAD, and the second component is along quadrature axis, is the FAQ. FAQ along the quadrature axis. So now this EMF will produce some voltages which is lagging by 90 degree. So here it will produce some EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. Say this is voltage is EAD, and it will produce EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. I will draw here only, no doubt it will be from the 0 point, but for our simplicity I am drawing over here. It is equal to, say, FEA. Okay. Now your armature having resistance also. Say our equivalent circuit, it is comprises of excitation EMF. Okay. Now there is some resistance and reactances. So there are two reactances for the salient pole machine. So here there are two reactances are there, but there is a resistance, armature resistance, and two reactances, and this is your terminal voltage. This is the terminal voltage. Now, when the current is also divided into the two part, one is called as a, say, we will call as a FIAD along direct axis, and the second component is IAQ. So the current also has two components. One along the direct axis is the direct axis current, and second is the quadrature axis, so quadrature axis current. Okay, and simply I can write as a ID and IQ also. In this case, we can write as a ID and IQ. Hello? 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 So ID and IQ. Now, because of this one, the armature resistance drop in phase with the current. Hello? हेलो, अब बोलो सर, मैं लेक्चर ले रहा है, आधे घंटे में फोन करूँ क्या आपको? हाँ. So here there is a two current, ID and IQ. Now, therefore, the resistance drop also into two component, one along the direct axis. So we will make, this is the drop by different color. Say this is the, I'm taking by this way. So this is one current, it is IDRA, and this is IQRA. So a resistive drop always in phase with the current. So one phase IDRA, IQRA. Now after this one, we can add this voltage. This is the voltage we are adding over here. So I'm adding again with the different colors. So we can add, this is the voltage. Here it is the, we can write as EAD, okay, and EAQ will be here. So EAQ will be this one. So this is the directions, and this is your EAQ, and therefore total voltage is EF. So we can say that the voltage EF, we can write the equation as voltage EF is equal to, so it is equal to VT, terminal voltage, plus IDRA plus IQRA, okay, plus this voltage drop EAD plus EAQ. So all are the vector one. It is a vector addition. So this is the terminal voltage. Now this current ID, there are two reactances are there, one along the direct axis and one along the quadrature axis. Because in the previous case, what happening? There is only one reactance is sufficient, but there are two reactances, one along direct axis. So it is called as a direct axis reactance, and one along quadrature axis. So there's a quadrature axis reactance. So this vector is nothing but, it is in quadrature. The voltage drop in the reactor is always in quadrature with the current. So the current is ID, and in quadrature it is a IDXD, okay. And similarly, this one, it is IQ, it is a XQ. So we can say that there is a leakage reactances are also get added. So by this way, we are able to develop the vector diagram in such a way that the voltage we can write as EF is equal to VT plus IA RA plus J IQ RA. Okay, so now plus ID into two reactances. One reactance is the leakage reactance XAL, or XAL is the leakage reactance which is common, plus XAD because of the armature reaction reactance along direct axis, plus or say it is a plus 1 plus J IQ similar to XAL plus XAQ. So in this way, we can develop the phasor diagram. Now, generally we are not writing this armature current in the along the direct axis and quadrature axis, and we can make it a simple one. So by making a simple, we can make a phasor diagram as, say this is the armature field MMF is there, FF. There will be some EMF which is lagging by 90 degree. It is nothing but the excitation EMF, EF. Now there is a voltage, terminal voltage, VT, and armature current is lagging with respect to terminal voltage is VT. This angle is, say, angle delta. Armature current, it has two components. One along direct axis is ID, and one along quadrature axis is IQ. So the resistive drop and reactance drop can be represented. This is the resistive drop along direct axis IDRA, IQRA, and this is the IDXT, and this is your IQXQ. It is IQXQ. So this is one, or if you omit this one, the phasor diagram for the salient pole machine is simply, we are representing, we are not including this one. So it is simply, there is a terminal voltage VT, current is there, armature current IA. It has two components, one along direct axis, one along quadrature axis. So there is an armature resistance drop, so it is IARA. Then it is ID XD, where XD is equal to XAL plus XAD, and XQ is equal to XAL plus XAQ. So this is your, this is the, this much part, and this is IQ XQ, and this is your terminal voltage EF. So this is the simplified voltage phasor diagram, and we can write as very simply EF is equal to VT plus IARA plus J IDXD plus J IQ XQ. So in this way, we can develop the phasor diagram, and once we are able to calculate EMF induced in the salient pole machine, it is quite possible to calculate voltage regulation. It is VT minus, sorry, EF minus VT divided by VT into 100. So this is the voltage regulation of salient pole synchronous machine. And therefore, in the salient pole synchronous machine, it has two reactants, one along the direct axis and one along quadrature axis. Because the air gap along direct axis and quadrature axis is quite different, it is because of the armature flux, because of the reluctance offered by magnetic flux along direct axis is very small, and along quadrature axis is very high. So this is called as a two reactance theory of a salient pole synchronous alternator. Now suppose if you want to calculate the voltage regulation, it is necessary to do the calculation of these voltages are there. Then and then it is possible to calculate terminal voltage. Say for example, we will take one here. One more relation is there. Suppose we will take this value. So what is that value? This much part is equal to VT. This angle is delta. This angle is theta. Okay. So this angle, this is nothing but VT cos delta. Okay. And this much part is the IQ RA. It is IQ RA. So this part is IQ RA, whereas this part is ID XT. So now the equation of EF can be written as from this one. It is VT cos delta plus IQ RA plus ID XT. Okay. Now similarly, this part which is equal to, okay, now up to this one, it is equal to VT sine delta, and this part is equal to ID RA. This part is equal to ID RA. So in this way, we have some more relation with respect to the phasor diagram, and therefore tan psi it is equal to IAXQ plus VT sine theta divided by IARA plus VT cos theta. So by these relation, the relation which is equal to, say, one more relation, EF is equal to this one, and we can say that your IQ XQ is equal to VT sine delta plus IDRA. So all these relation, one, this is one equation, second equation, third equation, and fourth equation, it is possible to calculate different parameters and hence voltage regulation of given alternator, the silent pole alternator. So this is the point. In the next time, we will going to see the power angle characteristic of synchronous machine. So it is both for alternator as well as motor, but we will do the concentration over the alternator.